Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coast2Coast podcast. I, Ant, am joined by my lovely co-host, as usual.
Mhm. You only have
How's it
one
going,
lovely.
boys?
You only have one lovely co-host. The other one is,
I guess
I'm
the
not so
S
stinky.
lovely.
afterwards didn't
No.
didn't quite
The
enunciate
other
well, but
one is not so lovely, but I am indeed the lovely one.
Yeah, I'm the stinky one. It's okay.
well, you
You
know,
said it, not me.
sometimes stink is like if you're a cheese, it's pretty cool. Sometimes.
You see. I just think that's a industry plant of an opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because, oh yeah, 100%. It has to be like something society came together and said, yeah, let's just eat mold and say it's good. How about that?
You don't like any kind of moldy cheese?
To be fair with you. I've
Haven't
had
had it.
very few. I've had very, very few, so I don't know. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, the idea of it grosses me out. But
Mm-hmm.
listen, I'm a very versatile eater, you know, so maybe I'll try it. I'm not guaranteeing that I would like it, but
I get you. I don't think I've
I
had too
have,
many either.
however, seen the production of blue cheese, and it's not pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
not pretty.
you're not wrong.
Though I do love blue cheese on a brisket burger.
Mm-hmm.
Really good combo. Uh, Jacob, tell us
Really?
about your briskets.
Mm.
My briskets. What the fuck?
I don't know. You have any takes on brisket?
Uh, no. The only thing that's more cooked than brisket is Andrew Booth after tonight. God damn.
Or Deontay Banks.
Deontay Banks was doing tight coverage. He was just getting beat by perfect throws every time.
Listen, that one route against Malik Neighbors was ridiculous.
I just the only takeaway from tonight's game is that the sky cam is non-existent and that officiating is at an all-time low.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. I really only started watching the game towards the end of the second quarter.
Oh my god,
So
you
I
Did
didn't
you see
casual.
the face
really
mask?
right. So I saw the face mask, but what happened there? Like, what was the conclusion of the play?
So DeMarvion Overshone,
Mm-hmm.
he straight face masked.
Yeah,
Fuck, I can't think of the Giants.
Bellinger.
Dave Bellinger, yeah,
Daniel Bellinger.
hmm
straight up face mask, like Daniel Bellinger. Sorry,
yeah.
he
I
grabbed his
recall
face
it was
mask,
pretty
pushed him
blatant.
out of the way, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, they throw the flag. They take 30, 40 seconds to even fucking announce the flag, which they did that all fucking game. Miserable excuse for officiating. They need to get a pitch clock going. But they go to announce the flag. The Sky announcer or Sky reviewer, Sky official, whatever, he should have had plenty of time to say, okay, this was very clearly on Overshone. Call it on the Cowboys, first down Giants. They instead call it on Daniel Bellinger and move the Giants 15 yards back, which they then got a 16-yard gain on a route to, I think it was Robinson. Yeah,
Uh,
Wandale.
Mm-hmm.
And it caused a fourth down, so they could only kick a field goal. So quite literally, they called the flag on the wrong team, let it go through, and it caused them play like
okay. So yeah, I
a
mean,
drive.
that's
It,
atrocious.
yeah,
That's atrocious.
and then they picked up a holding that was very clearly a holding. They threw the flag, picked up the flag
Mm,
on what should have been holding on the Cowboys' first touchdown pass, which was like a 20-yard pass. So it would have put them back to the 30.
mm.
And
Well,
it was fucking embarrassing. I don't know what was going on, but it was a shit show.
so I was getting just to that. So I've heard many of the takes on officiating prior to when I started watching, but when I did start watching, I had no issues with the flags called after that. But then again, that was towards just the end of the second quarter. Before that, it seems like it was horrible. But
I felt like there was at least 26 flags thrown, and I didn't even watch the second half.
hmm there were a lot.
Yeah, the refs could not keep it in their pants today. It was really obnoxious.
Mm. But I was scrolling Twitter for a little bit, and I saw a lot of hate being directed to Daniel Jones as per usual. But I thought he had a great game.
I thought
I
Daniel
thought
Jones
he had a
played
phenomenal
perfectly
game.
fine.
I thought he had a phenomenal
People
game.
are always going to be like Daniel Jones didn't look that good without Malik Neighbors. Yeah, well, he's a league slightly below average quarterback, and his best weapon is out. That makes sense. They lean on those receivers.
Yeah, it's 1+1, but I think he had a great game.
I mean, he's had a good season
Yeah.
overall. Really, the
Yeah, he
really
had a
tough,
rough
Outside of the
week
pick
1.
six.
He had a
yeah,
rough
really
week 1.
bad game against the Vikings. But C.J. Stroud also had a really bad game against the Vikings.
Yeah, Brock Purdy's the only one who actually had a good game against the Vikings.
I wouldn't call it
Crazy.
good. I would call it okay. But people who were calling him ass after that game was like, really okay. You clearly didn't. You clearly didn't watch, like, plain and simple. But yeah. So I've been impressed with what he's done. Man, that run game was so stinky though. That's a real big problem. Yeah.
The Giants, right? I mean,
yeah.
Devin Singletary did what he could, but I mean, brother, just negative gaps.
Yeah, no
He did what he
gaps.
could. He
No
did what he
gaps in the
could, though.
interior.
No.
The run blocking overall is subpar for that squad.
They needed to run it with Daniel Jones more, I thought.
That is true. I do think there's a lack of design runs for DJ.
I agree. I think we all picked Cowboys. For those watching at home, we were going to record last night on Wednesday, but we had some technical difficulty, so we're recording this on Thursday after the Thursday night football game. We all picked Cowboys. Felt like it's a pretty obvious pick.
Yeah, and
That'd be correct.
I probably would have put them as 10-point favorites. It wasn't quite that separation, but good on the Giants.
I honestly had them as 20 points favorites. I thought this was going to be a Cowboys 30 to like 13 game.
Oh wow, okay.
I get that 17, but still
Mm-hmm.
in that range. I thought it was going to be more of a blowout than this. I thought the Cowboys kind of played really down to competition today.
Yeah, but they also, at least in my perspective,
A lot
haven't
of injuries.
done too much either this season. I mean, they got destroyed at home against the Saints, and then they got destroyed in 3 quarters against the Ravens. So then the Ravens let them claw back at the very end, and it wasn't garbage time, by the way. I saw some people criticize Dak leading the passing leaderboard after 3 weeks because they were calling it garbage time and stat padding. Ravens still had their starters in, so it's not garbage time if their starters are still in. Okay.
Yeah.
If they have a chance to win in the game, it's not garbage time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's troglodyte take.
yeah,
They had 3 touchdown drives in a row. That's not garbage time.
exactly. Against starters once again. So, yeah, it was just a bad take.
It just the thing is, the only people who are gonna say that is just people who are there for the stats as well.
Yeah, people are gonna
no
say
one actually thinks that. No one actually thinks it.
Right.
people saying garbage time are fucking stupid because there was the only time that the game was mathematically impossible for the Cowboys to win was when they were QB kneeling it because the Cowboys were in that game up until they got that first down to end the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not garbage time. You can't say it was garbage time.
Yep.
Stupid take.
Agreed.
Enough talk about the Cowboys though. Wasting precious airtime on Dallas. That's stinky of us.
Not just
True.
airtime, waste of breath. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
By the way, about yesterday's episode, I did want to issue a formal apology to you, Barufi, for going so
okay.
hard on you, because I woke up today and completely so on the producer movie draft, I had ideas about what I wanted to do, but when it came down to the actual draft, I was completely improvising it the whole time. So I didn't realize that I inadvertently, and I woke up and it's been eating at me all day. I wanted to message you about it this morning, but I thought it'd be a funny thing to bring up on the show. But so I somehow completely forgot that Christopher Nolan directed Tenet, which came out in 2020, and that is basically time traveling James Bond.
Wow.
Yeah, look at you, Anthony.
Look at the hypocrites. The hypocrites.
Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny because that's still less lazy than what Broofy did.
I mean, I never watched Tenet. It's on my list. So that's why I didn't
Great
catch on
movie.
to it. But
Great movie. It's
I
yeah.
didn't catch on to it. But somebody who might listen is like, this kid's literally talking about Tenet.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll be really funny, but I just want you to know, in retrospect, obviously would have completely changed that. um, but it was really funny. It was rolling through my head all day. I was laughing about it. So
I
to
appreciate it.
revise,
Yeah.
instead of Tom Cruise playing James Bond, we're gonna have Rebecca Ferguson play Jessica Bind.
Love it.
In a time
Madam
traveling
Web.
spy movie. Yeah. Something like that. So I did want to clear that up before we continued here.
I appreciate the consideration and the concern.
The fact that it was eating up at him that
It
bad.
honestly means a lot.
It was, dog. It was, because I'm like, dude, I love Nolan. Like I love all of his movies. I own most of them on Blu-ray. How the fuck did I mess that up? Like, how did I forget about Tenet? Like, I couldn't believe myself all day. And so I was,
Like, you were talking about it too, and you never caught on to it as well.
It's
So
crazy.
funny.
Complete heat of the
That's so
moment.
funny.
I did not like it. Never occurred to me. It was so weird. But yeah, so apologies. But now I can move on with my life.
Holy shit.
Got it off my chest. Yeah, what's up?
Oh my god, this is fucking huge. Marlins are up 6-5 in the top of the 13th
Let's
with
go.
bases loaded, 2 outs against the Twins. And if they win
Oh.
against the Twins today, the Royals only need 1 win in their series against the Braves to clinch playoffs.
You're welcome, Jacob.
The Braves?
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, so the Royals play the Braves in their next series, and right now with the way the standings are, because we're 2 games ahead of the Twins,
Mm-hmm.
if we win 2 games, or if the Twins lose 2 games, or if they lose 1 and we win 1, we clinch. That's all we need for playoffs. Is the magic number is 2 right now, but the Twins have 4 games still to play because they're still in their 4th game or 4th last game of the year.
Okay.
Oh, huge! Marlins just got a single to go 3. So if they lose today, the magic number becomes 1. So that means the Royals just need to win 1 more game, or the Twins just need to lose 1 more game, and we clinch playoffs.
Nice. And then you said for the Braves as well, it's 1 game.
Oh no. I'm just saying the Royals play the Braves in their final series.
I gotcha. Okay. Did you see? It's really funny because now that since you brought up MLB playoffs, the Giants have been playing spoiler ever since they got eliminated. So fucking, we
Dude.
took 2 of 3 against the Orioles. We swept your Royals, which really fucked you guys up. And then we took 2 of 3 against the Diamondbacks, and so now because we won that series against Arizona, it actually makes the road for Atlanta a little bit easier. I believe so. I believe I'm correct there.
And actually, you guys sweeping us, if we get the 60, that helps us out so much. Because you sweeping us put the Tigers even with us, and so if the Tigers win all 3 of the next 3, and the Royals only win 2, the Tigers will be the 5 seed and we'll be the 6 seed, which means they have to go on the road and play Baltimore and New York to get to the ALCS, and we just have to play the Astros and Guardians to get this to the ALCS.
Jacob,
That'd be funny.
the Twins are about to
Hit.
Yes, they're about to hit, and I will pull up the game.
Ooh, we're
Bet.
gonna have live play-by-play from
Yes,
Vitor
sir.
Barufi.
Let's go.
One and only.
Do we want to go ahead and do recap real quick? Just do like minor thoughts on the last
Yeah,
week's
yeah.
games.
Just quick thoughts on every game. Do you guys need me to screen share or?
That's
Preferably,
preferable.
Okay.
please.
Okay. 1 second. We're just gonna do the window.
So that's what's going on. All right, so yeah, 3 outs for the Marlins. Twins are coming in.
Yeah. Alrighty, so quick thoughts on these 3 games. Really weird though we're doing Thursday, Sunday, Monday, but that's just how playoff predictors is.
Yep.
I mean, I can.
So yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. So Jets took care of business on Thursday Night Football. Things went expected. Patriots need to start Drake May. Seems like pretty obvious consensus.
Yes.
Yep, I'm in agreement. It's not even that Brissett was all time bad or anything in this game. It's just why are we wasting time, really? You know, this
You
isn't a
know May's
competitive
better
football
already.
team. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
Exactly. I don't know how serious this was. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Savage Sports on Twitter. Um,
I am.
I think so.
they're a Boston based
Okay.
sports page, and they
Mhm.
posted these screenshots of a conversation of two people or a few people on Twitter. I can read it to you guys, I guess, because it's really funny. Okay, so it's gonna be person one, then person two. Okay, and then
Okay.
person three comes in a little bit later. Uh, Number one,
Okay.
I agree with Mayo. We can't play May in games until he proves that he is good in games. Number two says, so he has to play games
Okay.
then? Number one, no. He has to prove he would be good in the games first. Practice doesn't count. He needs to prove it in games.
And
So
how is
doesn't
he
he?
gonna?
So doesn't he
So
have to
what
play in a
game is he
game
gonna
to
play
prove
to?
that he can do it in
Yeah,
a game?
what a paradox.
Yeah.
What
It
came
keep
first, the
and,
May or the egg?
and it keeps going, dude. It just keeps going. This first guy again. No, he can't play until he proves he can be good in games.
No, he cannot. Nope.
And how will he do that again? By proving it in games. And then third guy comes in and says, "Cook him." I don't know.
Dude,
That has to be bait or something. But that is
It has
unbelievable.
to
If
be.
that,
It has to be bait. It has to be bait.
I mean, because
there are some
imagine how
people who
unbelievable that take would be.
there are some people who are so fucking irritating who are saying that Joe Milton is a starter, and their only comparison for why they think that is, oh well, RG3 was the first round pick for Washington when they took Kirk Cousins in the same draft. Dog, what the fuck does that have to do with this situation?
Right? Yeah. That's wild.
It has
that's
nothing to do
a
with it.
wild take.
Nothing to do with it. All right, Twins are hitting already. Starting off with Martin. 0-0 count.
Yeah, I saw that. Th-
No outs.
Believe it or not, guys, watching the Marlins and Twins play baseball is less boring than what happened in the Steelers Chargers game.
Anything is less boring than that. Let's be honest.
Steelers injured every single important Chargers player. Chargers didn't do anything in the second half because they were all injured. And Steelers won the game because Justin Fields didn't turn the ball over.
I have
He might
a.
actually be halfway decent.
You see, I fucking hate the Steelers though, because it just doesn't make any sense how they keep doing this. I have a friend of mine. He's not a direct coworker. He works closely to where I work, and he's a Steelers fan. Huge Steelers fan, really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes to me, he's like, "I'm loving football right now," and I tell him, "You watch your team play football and you love football? Listen." I mean, obviously, he took it as a joke and we left it off. But I mean, seriously, it's not an exciting team. But I mean, it's hard nosed football. It's blue collar football, and it works, right? It's a solid defense, an offense that doesn't really commit a lot of mistakes. And what else do you need, right?
Yeah. The big key for Pittsburgh moving forward, and as they go into the quarterback controversy as well, is obviously once again who is going to give you the best chance of winning games. And at this point, if Fields continues to play mistake-free football and that he doesn't turn the ball over, I mean, you're winning right now. You know, like why make a change?
Did
You know,
you expect to be saying those words a few months
no,
ago?
absolutely
No.
not. Look,
Mistake free
I
football.
don't believe that Fields will ever be a good quarterback, but I think he can certainly. It looks like it in the right system. Arthur Smith, look, schematically he's good. As much as I hate his play calling,
Yep.
in a right scheme, he can be a serviceable player that utilizes his strengths as well. It's I think I saw Kurt Benkert say it on Twitter today. Is that like, especially in the matchup coming up in Week 4 against the Colts, Justin Fields is playing kind of like how the Colts wanted Anthony Richardson to play. You know, you're
I
a
can't fucking
procedural.
stand Kurt Benkert.
Most of the time, I can't either, but I think he's right about this one.
Eight and
Like
I
six.
don't.
Eight and six.
a
More
procedural
than
thrower of
20.
the ball, right?
Don't spoil me.
mistake-free procedural thrower of the ball who's accurate, who can also like run the ball with good security every once in a while and be a really solid runner when that happens. I think that
Okay,
is
but
a good
that's
thing.
not what the Colts want Richardson to be.
That's what they should want him to be. I think that's the overarching thing, you know, because one,
That is probably a better way to put
that
it. That's
is
probably a better way to put it.
that is way more sustainable in the NFL. And number two, Richardson is being what he wants to be right now, he himself, and he's bad. He's just bad, you know.
Yep. Mm.
I mean, you
I
can
mean, that's
disagree all
fair,
you want,
but
but that I mean, there's one archetype of that player that is better, and it's the way Fields is playing right now, objectively.
It's true. I completely agree. And you guys were always much lower on Fields than I am, or than I ever was.
well,
But
he still sucks. He's just
okay,
doing the bare minimum now.
I don't think he sucks. I think sucks is probably
He's
too strong.
fine right now, and that is a large part of why they're winning games. You know, I'm not
It's on the
I'm
scene
not
of
out here
winning
saying
games.
that he's winning games for them, but they would be losing games if he was turning the ball over a ton. He's not.
They'd be scoring more with Russ as their quarterback.
You could
Do
be
we know that?
right. I'm not saying that that's incorrect or anything at all, but I'm just saying, how do you? I know we're spending a lot of time on the Steelers here, but how do you reconcile moving off of Fields if he's winning you games right now at quarterback? You know.
Personal bias and dislike.
Well, there you
All right,
go.
fair enough. Okay.
At least he said it. Some other people would just be like, yeah, no, Jacob just
No,
said
I'm not gonna try and bullshit a reason. I just don't fucking like him.
it. I think
Anyways,
do you guys think that's how Brian Flores dealt with Tua?
I mean, it could be, but
I just
also
don't
like
fucking like him.
Fitz is likable, so like maybe the team just wanted Fitz to be the guy.
I just thought about it because every time I think of a bad relationship between a coach and a quarterback, I think of those days.
Brian Callahan and Will Levis.
It's getting there.
Anyways,
It's getting there.
so Bills did what I said they would do. Fucking dick down the Jaguars. What are
Yeah.
your guys' takeaways on this game?
Didn't I say this was the stinker of the week?
No, I said this was going to be the snot pounding of the week.
dude, I can't believe that
I think it's a stinker just because I knew this would be like happen.
I didn't
You
think
can't
that,
believe what, Anthony?
last week your score prediction or your funny prediction, I don't remember which one it was, but you said that the Bills were scoring 60
to
points or
20.
70 points. And my score prediction was 28-23 Buffalo. Your prediction ended up being closer than mine. I still can't get over it. It's really it's really something. That's really funny. But I mean, at this point, look, I was defending Doug Peterson as a coach last season, and I thought it was a coordinator problem. And now I'm fully off the train. He needs to go. That whole coaching staff has to go. I don't care if it's Press
bad,
Taylor
dude.
calling plays.
It's
Press
bad.
Taylor also sucks at calling plays. You know, it's all bad. That nobody is really being used correctly, and it's very clearly at this point very clearly hindering Trevor Lawrence, because in week 1 we saw like a really good version of Trevor Lawrence, and we haven't seen that since. And they haven't won any games since either, and they didn't win in week 1 either.
Even in that game, you could tell Doug was holding him back, right? Like
Exactly.
we talked about that.
Exactly.
Even then, you could tell.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
really, really odd stuff. I don't know.
If Barufi is saying that the coach is holding Trevor Lawrence back, then
Okay,
the
listen.
coach is really fucking
Okay,
bad, because
I'm
Barufi does
I
not
am
like
not-
Lawrence.
I do not like T-Law, but I'm not contrary to popular belief. Okay, I am not biased. Okay, I can make an objective take.
Only
and
when
I
it
mean,
comes to the Dolphins.
But when it comes to the Dolphins and I'm being biased, at least I'll say I'm being biased.
Okay, that's
And-
fair.
And in this case, I'm giving an objective take. I do not like Lawrence, but I know for a fact he can succeed more than
If Lawrence was the Colts quarterback, are the Colts 3-0?
3-0. I don't think so, but
Well,
he's definitely better.
I mean,
than
they're
he is now.
definitely winning the Bears game again.
They're definitely winning the Bears game.
I mean,
Who else have they
realistically, they played the Texans really close. They're realistically winning that game too.
True. But is Trevor Lawrence making that one throw that is keeping Anthony Richardson alive?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
That is a good
Yes.
point. That is a very good point. That
It
is a
wouldn't
very
be
good point.
it wouldn't be off balance, but he would be making that throw. Absolutely.
That is a very good point.
I think so. Anyways, I feel like we're dragging along again.
No, we're doing fine. I mean, as long as it's stuff we're passionate about. I'm passionate about Doug Peterson getting fired right now.
Yes.
So
Dude, he needs to go find a bar with Urban Meyer and be unlawful wife.
Okay.
well, I'm not here
There
to
we go. There we
I'm
go,
not here to
folks.
promote adultery,
There we
but you know,
There we go,
alas.
It got Urban Meyer out of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It can sure get Dougie P out.
Let's get Bobby Slowick down there.
I agree. Either him or Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Packers blew out the Titans. Titans are stinky. Did not think that would happen. Packers are really fucking good. I did expect that. Did not expect Malik Willis to drop a 30 bomb on the best run defense in football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Go ahead. Sorry.
nothing of that I expected to happen happened here, but the Packers won, so good days.
Yeah, good days for them. The fact that they are winning without Love is really good because most people thought it was a surefire, like, man, this is trouble for the weeks that Love is out. But they are winning with Love makes the Love return feel, it's not as panicky, obviously, having a 2-1 record at this point. This division is going to be super competitive. It feels like you have three
Clearly.
teams that are certainly capable of winning a playoff game at this point.
Question to you guys.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hypothetically speaking, right? And this is the NFL. We gotta have overreactions, right? If hypothetically Jordan Love loses the next 2 games, do you bench him for Malik Willis?
Fuck no. In no circumstance am I benching Jordan Love for Malik Willis.
Listen,
No.
This is not the same
Just saying.
conversation as earlier. I'm sorry. It's just not. There's a very,
But-
very big difference. I had
Malik
throwing
Willis
it out
is
there.
going to get figured out. And there's nothing sustainable about just running read option and small short passes.
yeah,
Like it's sustainable over 2 to 3 weeks, but in no way, shape, or form is this going to be a long-term solution over starting Jordan Love.
yeah, and
I'm not necessarily agreeing with my statement. Just there'll be discussion.
I don't. No,
No,
I don't
I
believe
really
that
don't
there will
think
be
there will be.
discussion.
Okay.
Definitely not. I had this this person try to argue with me the other day on the week 4 picks for the Goat House in the comment
Yeah.
section of that
Mhm.
video. He says, "Am I the only one who doesn't understand the Jordan Love hype? He had like 4 legitimately good games last year. I watched every one of the Packers games and thought he looked okay at best, other than some games at the end of the year." I said, I responded saying, "There's hype because the ceiling is a legitimately elite quarterback. I don't expect that level of play to happen Sunday if he plays. Love was bad week 1, and it's a tough matchup to return to." I think that's a fairly reasonable response. This other random guy comes in and says that Green Bay gets glazed by the NFL because they're a big market. I'm like, big market? Really? Big market? Green Bay? It's a prestige
I
market,
think-
sure, but it's not a big market.
I don't think he's wrong, but he said something in the wrong way. It's a big franchise, not a big
It's a
market.
prestige franchise. It's not a big franchise.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, then I said Love has had a number of fantastic games from last season. It's fair to say he's overrated and not expect that every game, but we also don't have to walk the other extreme and say they're being glazed at any waking opportunity. Then the original poster comes back and says, and replies about the ceiling thing. Isn't that like every quarterback? Why is his ceiling different?
No.
So every quarterback ceiling is an elite quarterback, according to this guy, which is
No.
unbelievable. That's an unbelievable.
Absolutely
I hate to clown on this random guy. I'm not giving out the name or anything, but obviously, I mean, this is just a terrible take. I just unbelievable.
Do you think it's a terrible take or it's a take with malintent?
I think okay, well, fuck. All right.
It's interesting to think about, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of malintent. I just think that this person
You just think
just
he's wrong.
yeah, they're just blatantly wrong. They believe what
Okay.
they're saying, and it's just a bad opinion. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, little side tangent. It probably wasn't even necessary, but what's up?
I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can move on from that game. You know, Titans stink. Packers look good on both sides of the ball. LaFleur is every day, you know, proving that he is a top tier coach in the NFL, I believe. So good on
Yep.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings trounce the Texans. It looks like their scheme really is crazy. You know, it's not just Brock Purdy saying it that makes it true. It's
Mm-hmm.
sustained over 2 weeks and a high powered Texans offense. Although not as high. I don't believe they're as high powered as everyone's saying. I think a lot of the issues with the Texans still persist this season that they had last season, such as struggling to score touchdowns and having to settle for field goals all the time. Now in this game, it didn't matter because they lost 34-7. Wasn't close from the get go. Stroud looked super uncomfortable and made many turnover worthy plays. Ended up with 2 interceptions on the day. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, the Vikings offense as well, it just looks completely surgical. This could be the way that they talk about Purdy and Shanahan in San Francisco, how that's like the perfect quarterback for that coach and the perfect coach for that quarterback. Maybe this is a similar case. You know, I don't want to overreact for anything. It's only week 3. Not a lot of tape is out on Darnold and O'Connell pairing.
Yep.
And so it could calm down, and I expect it to calm down somewhat. But I think, you know, Darnold is a legitimately talented quarterback. We've known this since he came out of college 6 years ago.
Mhm.
It was about applying it on the field on a consistent basis, and he never was able to do that before. If he's able to do that over the course of a season, this is certainly a capable team. And, you know, they have a quarterback controversy on their hands, though it's not a bad problem to have, you know, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they just look completely
And it's
dominant.
not a bad problem,
Exactly.
but it's a problem because Darnold is playing like this. You can't really just let him walk, but you did just draft McCarthy. And, you know, how do you go?
You trade McCarthy.
What,
Realistically,
yeah.
you trade
So
McCarthy because
what?
McCarthy would be the quarterback 1 in this class, probably.
So what would you do? So I mean, I guess that's your statement. But what would you do if Darnold continues to play like this for the rest of the season?
If Darnold is, let's say, top 8 quarterback throughout the entire season, I am, I'm putting McCarthy on the trade block, and we're gonna see what we can get for him. I believe that if he were in this 2025 class, obviously barring what other, you know, quarterbacks in this class are going to be doing for the rest of this season, but as of right now, he would be quarterback 1 in this class. So I think you can get really, really good returns for him. It's not that you don't have a lot invested in him. He was your number 10 pick. You only traded up 1 spot to get him, and it was only that 1 pick. So
Yep.
it's not like you did a Trey Lance situation or anything like that.
Not at all.
Bo Nix.
No,
McCarthy
Sam Darnold and
and
JJ
Darnold.
McCarthy.
Oh yeah, I would send him right to the Rams.
Sam Darnold or McCarthy?
McCarthy.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically what I was saying too. If
Yeah.
Darnold plays like a top 8 quarterback all season, you stick with Darnold, you give him an extension, and you can still yield a ton of value from McCarthy because right now, in my opinion, he's the quarterback 1 of this class currently. He would be.
Okay.
So I think that's what you would do.
I probably agree.
You're saying that McCarthy would be the number 1 quarterback in the 2025 class?
Yeah, hypothetically speaking, based on right now, I think McCarthy would be number 1, maybe number 2.
Who do you possibly have above him?
I'm honestly not
Yours?
sure.
Yeah,
yours.
I'm trying to. You like who?
I like yours.
I like yours too, but not more than McCarthy. McCarthy has more to his game.
Well, you guys also know my thoughts on McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit lower on him.
A little bit lower
Um,
than you guys.
I think yours is honestly the only quarterback I would take in the round in this upcoming class. So yeah,
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree that McCarthy should be the best available quarterback if he was this in this class.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't really add anything there. I just went on a rant or a ramble. Colts beat the Bears, and somehow Caleb Williams already has more passing yards in a single game than Justin Fields ever did. Who's shocked? Nobody. Um, but Bears fans are still coping, saying, "Why did we ever get rid of Fields?" Which is
Are
fucking
Bears fans doing that? I feel like Steelers fans are the ones right now that are like completely in love with Fields and like, man, I can't believe the Bears got rid of him for that other guy in
I
Chicago. He
think
sucks.
it's just everybody on Twitter. I have seen like nobody supporting Caleb. I think
Yeah,
that's fucking wild because
I
he
do too.
hasn't been bad at all, but people are gonna
Well,
rant about stupid things.
I don't. He has not been good. Let's put it that way. Uh, it's a really tough situation for him right now. People are saying that he's holding on to the ball too long. Through 3 weeks, he is the eighth quickest release of the football in the NFL. Time to throw.
I think he tries to make too many spectacular plays at times. Like
Yes,
you can
there's
see that he tries
right.
just to go after those plays. Like,
There's a lot of hero ball there. There's a
just a
lot
lot
of
of hero ball.
really poor play calling there that I think is
Mm-hmm.
making Fields, or sorry, not Fields, Williams, kind of compensate with the hero ball. And but it's not that it's a inherently bad thing to have. You want him to be ambitious with his throws and where he
Mm-hmm.
processes the football. Uh, you want him to be ambitious, just like if you have a matchup that you like one on one, like Jefferson against someone one on one, and you like that matchup, and even if Jefferson's a little tightly covered, you still are going to give your guy the opportunity to make the play, right? And we see that a lot with one on one 50-50 balls type of stuff. I like the ambition in plays like that for him. Uh,
Right.
and so I think cleaning that aspect of his game up along with again new play caller Shane Waldron is garbage, and I think a lot of people finally are starting to see that. It was kind of masked a little bit in Seattle, although you still had some inklings of it here and there. But
Right.
he's not a good play
I
caller. He's not a good scheme, and the interior offensive line. If you watch the tape of any of the three Bears games so far this season, that offensive interior is like maybe the worst in the NFL. It is so bad. The regression from last season to now is super terrible as well. It's really unbelievable. They get bullied almost every snap.
it's embarrassing, and I don't know how it got so bad from one to another. But there's something that's very clear as day, and that's that Luke Getzey was not a problem. I don't think that he ever was. And I think the fact that Eberflus is still coaching in the NFL as a head coach is kind of a joke.
Yeah, it's obvious that there needs to be a change, especially in that division. I mean, you have three really excellent head coaches and really excellent staffs all around um, in the NFC North, and you are just clearly in last place in all of those regards. So,
Honestly, there's an argument to say that they're the worst in the NFC.
uh, maybe certainly up there for the worst. Yeah,
I
I would
don't
have to
think
compare
there's a
directly.
yeah, I think the only people like the only coaching staff that you can argue might be worse is Washington, and even then I take Washington over Bears.
Yeah, I think Dan Quinn's a better defensive coach. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a better offensive play caller. So yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Bears do better, guys. Get rid of your GM too. He stinks.
Yep.
Uh, moving on to Bucks Broncos. What the fuck? That's my three words for this game.
Yeah, Bucks, you just can't let that happen. That's unbelievable. Meanwhile, Bo Nix actually looked good in this game, where in the past two games he looked kind of all time bad. So that's a nice sign, little sign of optimism there. Yeah, it's just a really bad day at the office for Tampa on both sides of the ball. Couldn't really stop the run too well, though Denver didn't really run the ball that much either, if I recall. And then Baker looked he looked off in general. Like things were getting into his head more in this game, which
Yeah,
is
he did not
interesting.
wake up feeling dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. So tough one.
Um,
I don't expect that this is the average ordinary Bucks that we're going to see on every Sunday. I think the way they played against Detroit is probably more in line with how I expect their season to go overall.
yeah, I'm still picking them this upcoming week. Spoiler against a really solid Eagles team, so I'm not losing faith in them quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles team that's heavily injured, right?
Yeah, really depleted. We'll see if
Hey, they still have Gardner
Johnson.
Johnson,
yeah, that fucking
best
guy.
trash talker in sports. Maybe I don't fucking know. God, I hate that dude. I'm glad he's not a Saint. New York Giants beat the Browns. Are the Browns the stinkiest team in the NFL? Not worst team, but just like stinkiest. They
Yeah,
got
No,
this
that'll be the
bad
Dolphins.
aroma.
No, that'll be the Dolphins.
Dolphins, you have like a pity party around them at least. Like the Browns is just like they smell bad.
yeah,
They
and the
smell
Dolphins' color
bad.
scheme is better, so that factors into it for me as well.
Yeah.
Listen, just let me cope, okay?
Okay, if you want to be stinky, you do have a wife beater and as your best offensive player.
Oh,
True. Yes. The defense hasn't been
oh.
quite good either so far. I mean, it's been
I
fine.
I think it's been
Yeah.
completely fine. They only allowed 7 points in the second half all season.
Hey, that's a fun stat that doesn't mean shit.
Other than not mean shit.
Because you still lost.
I mean, that's on the offense though. The defense, it's been fine.
Goated logo. Goated logo.
Goated logo.
Speaking of the dog shit Dolphins, they got their asses handed to them by the Seattle Seahawks, just as I predicted.
I don't want to talk about Skylar Thompson.
Did
Ooh,
you
we can
read
talk.
what? Did you get to see what I said in the Discord during that game?
No, I
Oh man,
didn't.
dude, it
I
was
didn't for two reasons. One, because I was just like numb to this game, and two, because I was driving my grandma to the airport. So
okay.
I actually got an excuse and I'll watch this game in full. But what did you say?
I can look up and see exactly what I said here. Skylar Thompson reminds me of how bad a Madden player looks when their player locked to the quarterback.
There we go.
It
Absolutely.
literally, like, I mean, it was so blatant. Like he has pressure up the middle. Several times in this game, he has pressure up the middle, and he just does not know what to do. He just stands there and takes the sack. Nothing, no trying
Listen,
to escape the pocket at least a little bit. No half-ass throw to the sideline or to a receiver or anything. He just stood there, and it was
Either stands there and gets sacked, or in an effort to roll out, runs into the edge
Yes,
rusher.
exactly. It's exactly
you
how a
guys,
bad Madden player plays quarterback.
you guys might know me enough to know that I don't like to go too heavily shitting on professional players because I try to have some empathy towards them and how they would feel as a human being. Maybe I'm too soft of a person, right? But let me tell you something about Skylar Thompson, dog. 4.7 fucking passer rating, laughing in the sideline. I could not, bro.
Broofy didn't know he played at K State until we watched Deuce Vaughn highlights. I was like, look, Skylar Thompson, and Broofy was like, he played at K State.
Listen, in the back of my mind, I knew he played in K State, but I didn't actually see it. But listen, the scenes that I saw, just unbelievable. What are you doing here, Anthony?
Oh, it doesn't count.
Okay, you're trying. Come on, bro.
Well, put 0 in the touchdowns. You had an empty box, so
Oh,
maybe that
is
was
that
it.
way? Okay, let's try that. Okay, hold on. We're gonna fix this. 30 attempts
Hey, guys,
and no completions.
some of the things that I saw. I
So
mean,
over 30 attempts, if you attempt the ball 30 times and don't get a single pass completed,
you would
no
have 10
touchdowns,
times the
no
passer rating he
interceptions.
had.
Yeah,
10 times.
your passer rating would be 39.58.
Listen, that was. I don't deserve this, guys. I don't deserve this. I mean,
You're a good person.
it's not even that. It's not even that. I mean, I just don't deserve it. Like this is a whole football team. Like
my
look at this roster top to bottom. Like I can't, bro. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's like with the Panthers starting Dalton, over Young. People who are like, you got to give Young time. It's like there are 52 other people playing in this game, and coaches and everyone involved in this. You can't
Yeah, it's
let
not a
everyone
Bryce
else
Young situation,
lose.
man.
Yeah.
And it's not a
Well,
Bryce Young
I know.
situation.
I'm just saying, like, you can't just let the whole team
Yeah,
lose
no,
because
yeah,
this guy's.
100%, 100%.
And so, do you think Tyler Huntley's going to be better?
I mean, yes,
you can't be
yes.
worse.
He
Yeah,
not even just
that's
that, but
fair.
he's definitely better. He's definitely more talented. Now, let me tell you something about Mike McDaniel, dog. He's stubborn as a rock. Okay, if this guy doesn't play Tyler fucking Huntley on Monday, I might lose it, bro. Look at that, bro. And you know what's even worse? From Mike McDaniel's conferences, they're checking out on Skyler's health to decide whether he plays or not. It's
Man.
not a whether of I'm lost for words, guys. I'm lost for words. I've never in my like. If you guys told me I would be in this situation right now in the season at week 3 with Tua again concussion, I can't. Like I'm
Yeah.
lost for words, bro.
I mean,
Lost
I
for
think
words,
I
dog.
think really all of this is evident of is that Tua Tagovailoa deserves the MVP award. Uh,
I completely agree. I mean, I mean, not even actually because they were still playing like shit while Tua was playing.
I was gonna say Tua looked
McDaniel.
pretty bad.
but man,
Yes, but when he was playing bad, quote unquote, and he was playing bad, I felt like it was still more of a play calling issue than a Tua issue, and that's clearly evident now. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on.
yeah,
It's super tiring. Like it's really, really, really tiring.
yeah.
In other dog shit news, Andy Dalton is him. I'm so
She's
glad I did
who?
not pick the Raiders on Eliminator
Fuck,
because I
man.
was about to.
I mean, it's
But
crazy how ownage is ownage. You go into this game. Andy Dalton going into this game was what 4-0 against the Raiders, and it's just like, man, the Raiders have to win this, right? Like it felt right. I had a close score. I had 17-21 Raiders, but it just felt like Raiders. You just came off of an upset victory against Baltimore. You're going against the lowly Panthers. This has to be a game you win. And they just look like complete trash on both sides of the ball. Then you have
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce afterwards and pressers talking about how the players are already checking out. Like this guy's not lasting the full season as head coach. I'm going to call it now. His players are
No.
checking out week 3, dog. That is bad. I don't care how. Yeah.
and like I get it, like you're a not great team, but Gardner Minshew isn't exactly a quarterback that you aren't motivated by. Like he's a good locker room presence, and your team is already losing motivation.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
how do you
bad.
not have a good environment? Everybody on that team is dogs. Like, you have Max Crosby, you have Gardner Minshew, like Devontae Adams. He's a workhorse. He's humble. He's quiet. Like, how do you not have a good locker room?
It beats me, man. It's crazy. Uh, so I don't know how long Pierce lasts, but I would be surprised if he makes it all 17 games of this season. I would be surprised if the Raiders are anywhere close, really, in contention for the postseason. They can be frisky for sure. I think there are good players on this team, obviously. Uh,
They
but
did God's work in beating the Ravens. That's it.
yeah, yeah. And speaking
Speaking of the
of,
Ravens, uh, God, this team is a fucking joke. How do you have that good of a run game, or you should have that good of a run game, and you let the Cowboys score that much in one quarter? Fucking pathetic, honestly. The fact that they won this game is so undeserved. Cowboys shouldn't have won this game either. They both get a loss in my book. Um, that's all I have to say about it. Fuck both these teams.
yeah, fair enough. The Ravens put what, like 274 yards on the ground in this one. It was just a completely dominant effort early on. But you're right. Like letting the Cowboys claw back, that's not a good thing. Again, like we said at the beginning of the show, it wasn't garbage time. They still had the starters out there. It was not garbage time points that the Cowboys put up, and they clawed back to a field goal difference. So, man, Ravens are not out of the woods. They needed to win this game, so they got it. So good for them in that regard. But Yeah, they're not looking great in my opinion.
Yeah. Chiefs, I didn't watch this game at all, to be honest with you, so I don't have much to say. They took care of business.
Chiefs escape again in my opinion. I think the Falcons outplay them for 3
Oh,
or
that
so
pass
quarters.
interference too. I did see that.
Yeah, the pass interference was really bad, but also the game didn't end on that play either. So yes, obviously it should be called, and I'm not trying to defend the refs here or anything like that. But
Yep.
the Falcons
It's
had
not why they
opportunities
lost.
after this.
It's
Yeah,
not.
the Falcons had opportunities after this. They got the ball back, like, and on 4th and 1, 4th and inches, really. That play call to on an outside run is just I don't understand how some of these and it was a theme all week with these games. I don't
We talked
understand
about
how
it.
some of these
Yeah.
offensive coordinators are employed in the NFL. I don't get it because that
It's
is an asinine call and it's like never worked. Like seriously, it's never worked on 4th and inches. I don't get it. It drives me nuts. I could call a better offense in
It
the
did
fourth
work
quarter.
tonight. It did work tonight, actually, because the fullback for the Cowboys got a first down on an outside zone call, but he had to break a tackle to do it.
That's more player ability than play calling. Sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, you have Tyler Algier. Why are you not running a downhill run with him?
none of it makes any sense. It's just it is malpractice. It just is malpractice, and it's unserious coaching. I'm so sick of it. In that case, I'm glad the Falcons lost. Even though I picked
As a
them to
Saints
win,
fan, I'm glad they lost.
and I think they probably should have won at the ultimately. Combined by the generally outplaying the Chiefs for a lot of the game, and then the pass interference. But Chiefs escape again. They're 3-0 without playing their best ball, which should be really scary for the rest of the league. I mean, usually when the Chiefs
Yeah.
lose a game, it's early in the season like this, where it's like, how did they lose that one? Like they just looked all out of sorts. They looked out of sorts for a lot of this game, and they still escape with a win. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, week 3, all three NFC South teams lost and one team won. Panthers won. Who saw this? Nobody that I know. Bengals. Sorry, that was totally fucking terrible transition. Bengals losing again. How does this happen?
This happens because I am now out on this. Wow, what a bad transition for me too. I'm out on Zach Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yo.
I picked him as before the season as my coach of the year, and Joe Burrow as my MVP. Joe Burrow had a good game in this one, but I'm just done with this whole culture of starting slow or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm done. It's so
tiring.
stupid.
Very tiring.
0-3
tiring.
start is already bad enough. Now they're going up against Andy Dalton and the Panthers, who just dominated in their last game. If they start 0-4, this is catastrophe. I mean, starting 0-4 is going to kill your season. You would have to finish the rest of the season realistically 11-2 or 10-3 to make a wild card spot. I mean, that is just bad. I hate the culture of Cincinnati. I hate that, like, I hate really everything about them right now. The defense.
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I hate them both. Not actually, but their money hungry obsession and the inability to just play the fucking game is so frustrating. But hey, we might get Ben Johnson Bengals, so.
Oh man, that would be something. But in this game, it wasn't the offense. It was the defense. Defense couldn't stop a fucking chicken at quarterback in this game. It was unbelievable. Man, Jaden Daniels having just a fantastic game, both on the ground and with the arm. I thought he was making some unreal throws, really, for a rookie in week 3. I thought he was fantastic. That touchdown at the end of the game to seal it to McLaurin was just.
I saw that live. I could not fathom it.
Yeah, I exclaimed, like verbally exclaimed, jaw dropped with that throw. That was unbelievable.
No, I was staring at the screen. I was like, McLaurin brought that in, and when I saw the arc on that throw, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
That with a blitz on his face, that was unbelievable throw.
Yeah. So Daniels looks really good in this one. He's looked better each week too, which is really good sign.
Yep.
Washington is a sneaky team, and I said that at the beginning of the season too. I'm pretty sure they're frisky. They're gonna win some games here, and if they can string together several, they they're certainly a wild card candidate in my opinion. So good win for them. Jacob? What did you say about the NFC South teams again? Before that,
Okay, so yeah, fuck, dude. The Saints Eagles game was so frustrating to watch. And not only from a Saints fan perspective, but just from a football fan perspective, because what the fuck are these fourth down decisions? And why are they going for it every single time?
yeah,
This is a field goal game. 15-12.
yeah.
If you take that score, you think, oh, shit ton of field goals. Fucking 5 for the Eagles and 4 for the Saints. No, it was a touchdown with messed up PAT. Regardless, this game was won on field goals in a game where they only kicked 3 total field goals between both teams. How does that happen? Oh my God. Why are you going for it on 4th and 2 when you have a layup field goal to take the lead? What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
this is maybe the worst advertisement for analytics in the NFL here this game because
Yep.
so many points. I mean, both teams probably could have doubled their score had they just taken points. Like genuinely, it's unbelievable. Some of those by Sirianni were egregiously bad. In my opinion, those were the ones that stood out to me the most, especially when they were down. Like they're down 3-0 for half of this game, and they could have been up 9-3 at that point. I'm like, what?
They had 0
what
points
the
with
hell?
250 total yards.
Yeah. God, I just can't stand Nick Sirianni. I really can't. Barufy, with your Skylar Thompson hatred and trying to be, nice to people because they're humans. It's like me with Nick Sirianni. I can't stand this guy. He's so like antithetical to me as a character.
A violation of human rights for you, Anthony.
Yeah, Nick. No disrespect, Nick. You're never watching this though.
Yeah.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
you're banned from listening to the Coast to Coast podcast.
yeah. You are not welcome. But yeah.
God, fuck this game, dude. Watching it all was just so irritating.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys lost that game. Actually,
It's genuinely a joke.
Mm-hmm. Tough one.
same old Saints? Question mark.
Oh wait,
shit.
guys.
Yeah, what's
I
up?
was wrong. 2 field goals were kicked. That's it.
So
Only 2 field goals were kicked.
Philadelphia
in this
didn't
game.
kick one.
Yep.
Yeah. They had like 5 opportunities. Literally could have
Yeah.
doubled their score. Yeah, wild stuff. Wild stuff. Unserious.
Yeah, even the offensive play calling was bad. If you take away the fact that Saquon Barkley just ran for 65 yards for a touchdown, this game is easily won by the Saints. In probably single-digit fashion.
Yeah, it's
And
funny.
that's just-
It was the two like big chunk plays were the huge factors for the Eagles. It was the Saquon Barkley run, and then it was the Dallas Goedert yards after catch. I mean,
Yeah.
the big
Fuck
plays
me,
are what
man.
killed the Saints ultimately, which is ironic. But tough one.
Yeah, we'll bounce back. I hope. Anyways, speaking of tough ones, I'll let you take the.
I don't have much to say really about the Niners-Rams game. The Niners have to obviously come away with a win. It's unacceptable to lose to a battered Rams team. I understand that we were also injured in certain regards, but I mean the Rams were fielding backups in like 13 different spots on both sides of the ball. It's just unacceptable.
Heavily injured.
Yeah.
No Cup, no Nakua.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I was confident that Brock Purdy could do what he did on Sunday without all the supporting cast, obviously.
Mm,
Not just because of my homer bias, but I do think he's genuinely just an incredible quarterback in this league. He
mhm,
takes care of the football. He's efficient. He's a quick processor. He doesn't have the
mhm.
best arm and the flashiest plays in the world, but he does everything else that he possibly can to make up for those deficiencies.
I
And this
completely
game
agree with you.
was completely indicative of that. He did everything
Yep.
he could in his power to win the game. It's funny.
Mhm.
A lot of Niner fans were making jokes because he had back soreness after this game, and it's like, yeah, he was carrying the whole fucking team on his back the whole game. Like, he
Right.
was the only guy, and a large part of why Juwan Jennings was super successful. He's also a stud. We Niner fans have known that for years since we drafted
Yes.
him. Just a fantastic player, and I'm glad that he's
Yep.
getting the limelight. I wish he could get it more with a win. It's funny how his two biggest games of his career have ended in losses, being the Super Bowl, other than this game. So that's
Mhm.
tough. Uh, this game comes down to missing again in critical moments. I said that in the against the Vikings as well in week 2. Just missing in critical moments, making bad mistakes in critical moments. That Ronnie Bell
Right.
drop is unbelievable. Every receiver at any instance in the game should be making that catch. Unacceptable.
Mhm.
I don't think he's an NFL receiver personally.
You
But
have so many on your team that you don't need him anyways.
well, as far as this week is concerned, I understand it. Although Jacob Cowing didn't get a single snap in this game, which I completely disagree with. But as far as having Debo Samuel out and Ricky Pearsall still hasn't returned yet either, I understand why they haven't made a move yet. But I imagine once our core comes back to form, he might end up getting cut. Genuinely, that not trying to beat around the bush there, but
Mhm.
this game was lost on defense. This defense is a shell of itself from previous seasons. They look bad. Their tackling is bad. Their coverage is bad. Their run defense is bad. So if this team wants to be the constant contender that we think that they should be and that they have been for years now, the defense needs to step up big time. It's not
Mhm.
the offense is the problem. And that's my thoughts.
Fair
The nine
points on
the
all.
Niners and the Chiefs, not because of the Niners and the Chiefs, but they're a case of it being early in the season where I can give them the benefit of the doubt of how their season is starting. But teams like the Bengals, teams like the Dolphins or the Cowboys, I'm a little more iffy on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's early in the season, there's still something there to worry about.
Yeah.
But for the Niners, I don't think it's yet the time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are still going to be fine. I mean, you looked absolutely dominant against a team that looks to be a playoff contender. So I'm not worried. Um, Cardinals Lions, I'm kind of shocked that the Lions won this game by 7. And not because I don't think the Lions are capable. I just felt like this game was closer watching it than a
Yeah.
7 point difference,
Mm-hmm.
especially given the fact that the Lions didn't score in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, let me
not
tell
much
you
else to.
something about this fucking game. You want to talk about officiating? The Cardinals got fucking
The
robbed
pick
at the end of
six.
the half.
The pick six is fucking terrible. How do you not do that? How do you do that?
That is that to me so far this season. We've had some bad stuff. Not I don't think it's been as offensively bad as in seasons past so far, but that is by far the worst officiated thing I have ever seen. Like, not just this season, ever. That is so just completely unorganized, completely like I'm speechless about it because how do you let that happen? How? I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
have any other thoughts otherwise, but uh, just so egregiously bad. I would, never mind. I'm done. I'll stop. I was gonna get a little nasty there,
God.
but it really unbelievable. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was week
Into
3.
our picks.
Uh, this should be
Real
changed
quick,
now,
I want
by
to
the way.
bitch. I want to bitch about something real quick. How does Oklahoma have 6 receivers out this week? What the fuck, dude?
What?
6?
Look at this on the general channel chat
Man, I'm not looking at
in
general
fucking
right
Discord.
now.
That is actually crazy.
Holy shit.
The whole fucking receiving core is injured. Outside of like two, we have a quarterback playing receiver.
Who's gonna suit up you?
Jacoby Johnson is the fucking quarter.
Hello?
Jacoby.
Put me
Yeah.
in, coach.
Yeah, put me
Yeah,
in.
I'm ready to play. I got height, dude. I can size up the SEC corners, dude.
Smash
For
cuts
sure.
to Jacob on the sideline in crutches.
Yeah. Shit, man. God, yeah. Let's do picks this week. Texans are winning, no doubt.
Yeah, unless the Jaguars just randomly come alive here and look like a good football team again, this shouldn't be a close contest. Houston will find a way to keep Jacksonville in the game, possibly, because they have been doing that this season. But we'll see.
Starting Davis Mills is the only way.
Oh man, maybe they'll score some touchdowns actually instead of kick field goals all the time.
Oh, you mean like what the Eagles and Saints should have done?
Yeah. Well, I mean
God.
that, but I was saying that when you were gone, with Barufi, that the issues offensively for Houston are still persisting. It's the same stuff as last season. They cannot put the ball in the end zone. They keep having to settle for 3, and you thought maybe with Mixon coming in and Diggs adding another receiver for this offense,
Well,
they would.
Mixon was out last week.
Yes, and they only put up 7 points last week as well. But like against the Colts, they could have had more touchdowns in that game. Against the Bears, I mean, that was a perfect example. Having to settle for 3 several times in that game. The same issues persist. But the Texans should be able to win this game. It shouldn't be a heart racer or anything.
Yeah. I'm still gonna come from the future and say Anthony Richardson does something this week, so I'm give me the Colts. Also, it doesn't feel right having the Steelers go for.
Yeah, I'm picking the Colts solemnly on that. Like, there's no way the statistics or the analytics approve
Yeah.
of the Steelers going 4-0.
Uh,
Mathematically, I don't believe it.
Yeah, it does feel criminal, and I did change my I had my pick changed from yesterday, but I didn't update it on here on playoff predictors. But the problem is just that the Steelers' defense is going to create turnovers, and Anthony Richardson is the most uncareful with the ball, the most reckless person I've ever seen. Really, I mean, it's unbelievable some of the
It's
decisions he
unbelievable.
makes.
It is,
Okay,
it is.
look, he is not Johnny Manziel levels yet.
Maybe.
Well,
Did you see the fumble last week? Did you see it?
yeah,
that,
it was bad.
that was
The Will Levis had flying away.
yeah.
Well, Will Levis
Anthony
is a
Richardson.
character. I'm convinced. by the
Anthony
way Will Levis is
Richardson
playing a character.
handed the football to a Bears player on a silver platter as he was being sacked. I mean, it was like comical.
really
you were
cannot-
watching
you really
Looney
cannot make
Tunes.
it up.
I mean,
You really cannot make it up. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
if Jacob, if you haven't seen it, you should look it up. It was it was something to behold.
To Twitter I go.
Yeah. So look, defense that creates turnovers and does a fairly good job against the run are like the two things that the Colts have been able, like, have guaranteed so far for the Colts this season is they can run the ball and they will turn the ball over a lot. So, yeah, those are my factors for this game. I've taken the Steelers. And again, I hope they don't. I hope they don't win, but this is just how I see it. Yeah. Moving on.
Nah.
The interception that he threw on the goal line was also just so
Yeah,
fucking funny.
Yeah. I genuinely, both of them are just comedy. So we'll see if he gets better. I pretty much figured that this was how the season was at least going to start. I do have it persisting in my prediction, but we'll see. Jets hosting the Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett revenge game of sorts. I don't expect the Broncos to continue the high that they were on last week, and I think the Jets are, I think a lot of people kind of maybe expected it to take a few weeks for them to get really into the motions of things, just because of how the team is set up with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and such. But I think that last week that was kind of
They're getting
indicative
going.
of them getting going. Exactly. So I
Yep,
think the
they're
Jets
getting
continue
going.
here.
Dude, I just found a 45-second
I agree.
highlight reel of Anthony Richardson overthrowing receivers. How does he do it?
Yep,
I'm telling
it's
you,
bad. We're telling you.
I'm
We're
telling you,
telling you it's
it
bad.
is literally that one throw that, and people say that he's the only one in the world that can make that throw. That is fucking the worst take I've ever
Josh
heard.
Allen makes that throw 10
Uh,
times out of 10.
So multiple quarterbacks can make that throw. Granted, they're all
I don't know.
very
Okay,
good
I
quarterbacks, but
don't know about multiple. I don't know about multiple.
you
No,
don't.
definitely multiple. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Drake May probably could make that throw.
Way too early to tell.
Way too early to tell. Fucking Anthony Richardson made the throw.
But that's what AR is for, though.
But it's. We don't have to harp on this for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point
And
is,
honestly, it probably doesn't even matter.
point
It
is,
probably
it's
doesn't even matter
one
they make that
throw
throw.
that is maintaining his
Yeah.
reputation. One throw.
Yep.
He in
Yep.
that game alone, he was 9 for 19 with
No,
2
listen, I
interceptions.
agree.
Right? Like,
No, listen, I agree. I'm not high on him whatsoever. I completely agree.
Yeah, the one throw last year for me was the seam route to Josh Downs where he just threw it on a line. I thought that shit was sick.
yeah,
You know which one I'm talking about?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a good ass throw.
Yeah,
He has 2 now on his career. 2.
yeah, for sure. Anyway,
Guy who has plenty of good throws on his career, Aaron Rodgers beating Nathaniel Hackett's old team in the Broncos.
yep,
Not gonna be close. This is gonna be a blowout.
it could very well be.
However, Broncos winning this game would feed families. Let me tell you.
You're such a hater, bro.
Yes, I am a hater.
God.
Don't you want to see like if the Cardinals were to blow out the Falcons, for instance?
I want to see Garrett Wilson pop off so you can shut up about how bad he is.
Okay, I never called him bad.
You definitely did. You're like, that dude is stinky. Not even better
Okay.
than Alan Lazard. Those are your words, exactly your
Is
words.
Barufi, does Barufi even have stinky in his vocabulary? Like,
I
I don't think I've ever
said
heard
that
him
word
say
once.
that.
I don't think I've ever. I don't
He
think I've
called
ever said that
Skylar
word.
Thompson stinky earlier in this episode.
No, stinky. Calling Skylar Thompson stinky is being very kind. Okay,
Yeah,
and I
I don't think
cannot
Brophy
express
understands
that
the
enough.
power of the word stink.
Listen,
Anyways,
you called the Browns stinky.
they are. They're literally brown. That's their mascot, the color brown.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, what a fucking name!
God.
Isn't it?
now
I mean,
we're
just
now we're just
unbelievable.
insulting the name.
Yeah.
Oh,
They lost to the Cowboys by 30. What do you want me to say?
Listen,
Chiefs are blowing out the Chargers. Raiders are beating the stinky Browns. And then let's talk about the fun game, the Bills and the Ravens.
is it? Yeah.
No, it's not. The Bills are dominating.
Just real quick, I do agree with Jacob on the last 2 games. The Chiefs, especially Herbertless Chargers, the Chiefs are going to trounce them.
Herbert list, Joe list,
Oh, yeah,
Derwin
yeah.
James list,
Yeah,
Joey Bosa list,
Yeah.
Rashawn Later list.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's good that
Joe
plays for the
Alt
Chargers
list.
out. I said Joe Alt list.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I said Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater, Derwin James, Joey Bosa.
Yeah,
Anthony said
yeah.
Herbert.
yeah,
It's bad, dude.
Yeah. yeah, yeah.
Also, Mahomes
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
AFC West.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Murphy. Thank you.
Oh,
My
thank you.
comedic genius being recognized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
Third time you said it. Third time you said I knew I was onto something.
All right, Ant. Give us all your takes for the Raiders Browns game. We'll just agree with you.
Sure.
Entirely.
I think the Raiders will be able to generate pressure, enough pressure
Yeah.
where Watson
Yeah.
gets spooked, and he will
Yeah.
throw 3 interceptions.
I thought he was the one
Yeah.
spooking others.
I wouldn't want to touch him. He might get an erection.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Now, This has to be the stinker of the week, right? What a low
Uh,
quality of game.
Yeah, the Ravens and Bills. We're just
No,
gonna
the
watch
Browns
a
and
team.
Raiders.
Stinker of the week
No,
when this is
yeah,
when this
at
is
least
on the
Anthony.
screen.
At least Anthony. Two things, right? At least two things. One, I will be there.
Oh, fair
Okay.
enough.
Number
Dude, don't
two,
even sell your tickets.
Yeah,
no, no, I'm
Tyler
going to every
Huntley's
game.
gonna get
I'm going
carted
to
off the
every game.
field.
I'm going to every game. Number two, Tyler Huntley's playing
He's-
for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna get
That's
injured
not
as well.
changing anything.
You don't think so?
No, dude, I got
Oh, it
Tennessee
definitely
Titans.
changes.
I
It
got
definitely
Tennessee
changes.
Titans winning this game 9-6, bro.
Honestly, that's a very good guess.
You know what should happen since it's Monday Night Football? They should
What?
do a special edition of the Manning cast where Peyton and Eli suit up one last time against each other on these teams.
Honestly,
Just see what happens.
I almost never watch the minicast, but this might have to be a must watch after I get
You're
home.
at the game.
Yeah, no, but after I get home, this might be a must watch because their reactions will be priceless. Because I know it's gonna be a shit game.
Why did we skip over the Bills Ravens game?
Because I
'Cause
was
nobody
talking
cares.
about
Fuck Bills.
because
Fuck
you
the
said
Bills.
shit fest and I was highlighting this one.
Unironically, I think okay. So let me start off by saying that I think the Bills will win. Okay, but me being the hater that I am, I want to see the Ravens. Oh my god, I want to see them destroy the Bills. It would
Nah,
make
dude,
my
Ravens
day.
fans are so
It
insufferable,
would
dude.
make my
I
day.
live with one.
It would make my day. But I don't think it's happening.
Damn,
I don't think it's
no.
happening, and I'm picking the Bills. They
Sorry,
look
Ian, but
dominant.
your team is fucking annoying. And when I say your fuck yeah, I cut out.
Yeah, you did. Worst
At
times
least you
every
know.
time.
Yeah. I said your team is fucking annoying, and by your team, I mean you.
Damn.
But no,
Shots
Ravens
fired.
are gonna get their ass kicked, dude. If you barely beat the Cowboys in like the Bills are just gonna fuck you up, bro.
Oh,
I can
pause.
see this game genuinely being like 60% Ravens fans in the stadium and 40% Bills fans because they're gonna travel well.
Well, they travel well because their city has fucking nothing.
Yeah. Any opportunity they can, they're gonna leave.
Yeah, what
That's
does
probably.
Miami have, dude? What does
Yeah,
Miami have?
yeah, for sure, bro. For sure, bro.
A team that chokes in the playoffs in the NBA, a team that chokes in the playoffs in the NFL,
Lionel
We can't.
Messi.
a team that doesn't even make the
First off,
playoffs in
first off,
baseball.
first off, we do have the Florida Panthers, the current NHL champions. To
Lionel
start
Messi.
off, we do have Lionel Messi, and
Prostitutes.
I mean, if we're really going into this, okay, Buffalo Bills
Yeah.
fans, they come to Miami games, they take vacations off from work because there's nothing in the fucking city.
Except for chicken wings, which is
Who
infinitely
cares?
better than everything else in Miami.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Let me tell you the amount of Mexican restaurants we have here in Miami.
Dude, I'm white. I can make some fire taco salad.
I can already envision you going to
That's a
buy
great. That's a
the.
good one, Jacob. Taco salad.
I can already envision Jacob's taco night. He goes to Walmart and he gets the tortillas
Never made
and the
taco salad in
and the
my life.
and the
But I know
ground
I
beef.
could make a good one because I'm white.
He grabs the salsa, yeah, and he grabs the daisy sour cream,
Bro gets
right?
Totino's
Yeah,
tortilla chips.
a dollop,
Yeah,
Barufi, a dollop.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We measure our cumin in tablespoons here.
And
Anyways,
he gets the cheese blend, right? The variety pack.
Yeah,
you know, the Mexican blend.
yeah, the Mexican
Yes, the
blend.
Mexican blend. Thank you. Low key fire though. Low key fire.
Hey! It's on the shelves for a reason. All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
low key fire.
it's a
Low
bestseller.
key fire. Listen,
If it's on
it's in my
sale, I'm
fridge.
getting it.
It's in my fridge. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, listen. They said that the stereotypes were disrespectful, but they didn't say they weren't true. You know, like
I tell that to my friends all the time. And listen, for instance, when I hear someone making an assumption of Brazilian culture, an outsider might think it's offensive, but it's true. Same way, when you speak of Mexican culture to someone, it might be offensive, right?
Mm.
But
Right.
I bet you if I wear a sombrero, right, and I go out in the street, you know, Mexicans will
No.
probably say "fuck yeah," you
Yeah, they
know.
don't. Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, they'll say "fuck yeah."
Time to party. Where's
Dude,
the
I
party
learned
at, man? Where's
So
the party at?
I
yeah,
learned
that's where I
about
stand.
other countries' cultures. I learned about them through Beyblade Metal Master.
Mm.
That might be the whitest thing you've ever said. Honestly.
I'm very proud of you, Jacob. Very proud of
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. I like to educate myself before I speak.
Now that we're speaking of culture and Hispanics and whatnot, do you guys know the obsession that Mexicans have with Goku?
Yes, bro. I went to a school that was 90% Hispanic.
Let me tell you something. I have
Dude,
a few
Goku and
Mexican friends.
Naruto, they love that
No,
shit.
no, no, but there's a gap. There's a gap between Goku and Naruto. Goku is their lord and savior, dog. I cannot.
No, no, you want to know who it really is? For me, like in Kansas, Mexicans love Itachi. I don't know why, but they do.
Itachi's really big in Brazil, like huge, massive in Brazil.
It's the eyes, man. Anyways, can we talk about the Bengals Panthers?
Yeah. Speaking of
I'm honestly picking the
Los
Panthers here.
Gatos.
I'm picking the
Uh,
Panthers here. Panthers will shock the world and put the Bengals at 0
It's
and
not
4.
shocking, dude.
It would feed families.
I'm
it would
picking the
feed families.
Bengals, but it's not going to shock me if the Panthers win.
Me neither.
Okay, listen. If I'm already up there with the Bengals, I'm reaching my limit with them.
Hmm.
If they lose
I've
this
reached
game,
it.
I'm done with them. I'm
I've
done with
reached
them.
it. Yeah.
I've already reached the limit. The Panthers are just not a good team. So I'm going to take the Bengals
No,
here.
Andy Dalton revenge game.
But they
I
are they
just
I'm
stinky
all in.
now?
No, I'm
I
all in.
cannot tolerate the fact that Joe Burrow was almost a Super Bowl MVP, and now we're watching this. But
Yeah, stinky.
alas, yeah, the Bengals need to win, and that's
Is
why I'm picking them.
is Joe Burrow a modern worse Dan Marino? Reaches the Super
Mm,
Bowl once and nothing else.
No, because that's the only
no.
season that he's been healthy the entire time and good the entire time.
I mean, he had another season where he got to the AFC Championship right after.
I'm pretty sure he
But
was banged
but
up to start the year, though, wasn't he?
Probably. I mean, it's Burrow.
Yeah. Case in point.
Yeah, give me the Niners. Jordan Mason goes for 150.
$150, that would be cool. I'd love that. I would love
Yeah.
I would love any trouncing of this game. I just want to see that defense play
listen,
good again,
this
please.
this is the Chuba Hubbard game.
Dude, you better hope that they start Jacoby Brissett. And I'm not saying it's a talent thing. It's a Nick Bosa black quarterbacks.
Unironically, if Drake May plays this game, I'm picking the Patriots. I'm kidding, Anthony.
You could do it all you want. It would have to be a
I'm
shootout.
kidding.
The pass rush will not eat as much if Jacoby Brissett isn't starting.
Well, yeah. I just
Yeah.
Now listen, Anthony. If the Niners lose this game, I'm gonna be calling for their heads more than you are, because Miami will
how?
be fourth in the division
because how?
behind the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll both be very
Yeah.
mad. Rest assured.
Yeah.
True.
Fuck, we have to talk about the Cowboys for a fourth time today on the episode.
No, we can skip that.
Yeah, they won.
Thank you.
All right, you're picking the Vikings. Ooh.
I'm also picking the Vikings.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I just
I'm lone dog in the Packers.
so is Love confirmed to return this week, or is it
If
still
he's
likely,
I'm switching
it's
my
likely,
pick
but
so quick.
okay? Gotcha. So conditional if Love plays is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Love isn't playing, the Vikings probably win 20-10.
Okay. Yeah, my biggest issue, certainly it becomes more competitive if Love plays. But my biggest issue is you're it's your first return game, and it's against a really, really, again, really tough scheme that has made every offense that has played against it so far, like, baffled, really.
Yep.
And also, the game that we did see Jordan Love play in, I was very far from impressed in this season. Obviously, he's very
Mhm.
capable of being an elite quarterback. That's something we also talked about, me and Barufi, when you were gone. Um,
Okay.
he has that ceiling, and if he
Yes.
touches it here, that's great. I'm not expecting it to happen in week 4. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I can't disagree with anything you said. I am picking the Packers mostly just because I also think it'd be weird for the Vikings to be this good, but partially just because I think Jordan Love could have like a I'm him game here.
he could.
But yeah, I definitely think the more likely outcome is Vikings winning comfortably.
Yeah.
So give me the Packers if Love plays. If not, then give me the Vikings.
All right. Noted. Next up, the Chicago Bears hosting the Los Angeles Rams.
This is
Uh,
gonna be a shootout.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
think
man.
so.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
The Bears have just
No.
had such a hard time.
Bears O looks iffy. Lack of weapons in the Rams. Um, I'm looking at something like in the low 20s for both.
The
This
difference
is gonna
here,
be
the difference here is Stafford, in my opinion.
Yes, I
He
agree.
basically was the reason that they won the game against San Francisco last week. And that'll probably have to be the case until they get healthier. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna be a game that makes Jordan Whittington a waiver wire phenomenon because
Oh,
he's gonna go crazy, and it's gonna
man,
be his only good game on the year.
man,
But
I've been
Jordan
waiting for
Whittington,
it, but it every week it's a different receiver. It's Tutu Atwell last week. It was Demarcus Robinson's kind of been here and there. Colby Parkinson's been here and there. I'm waiting on
Tyler
Whittington.
Johnson.
Tyler Johnson as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be Whittington this week. And then I also think that we'll have big games from Kyron Williams, Roshan Johnson, and Cole Kmet.
I could see it.
since we're talking about waiver wire, Isaiah likely scammed me.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy on any of that shit.
I was
He
Anthony
still has
knows
a
I was
running
high
back
on
at the
him,
quarterback
and
position.
I was already high on him in the draft because he was going just like in the last 2 rounds and whatnot. And Mark Andrews in the last season already was losing snaps. So I was like, I think likely is great value, but since week 1, just absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he was like low-key injured. I don't know what the fuck came out of that, but I don't know. Give me the fuck. Who do I think is gonna win a shootout here? I think I picked the Rams with that best quarterback, so Matthew Stafford.
Yep. Certainly. I guess you could make an argument that the Bears should be winning this game or should be favored at the very least because they are
I
the
thought they
healthy
are
They
team.
would
favored,
they would love to win this game.
Are they? How many points?
like 2.
That's not really favored when they're the home team.
Yeah, it's
Not
a
quite.
pick 'em.
But I mean, they're the healthy team. This could be a nice win and a nice confidence builder for Caleb and other players, but I just don't see it.
Fair enough. I am gonna do the opposite of you, and I'm taking the Bucks in this game against the Eagles. I pray to God that they get the running game going because they really need to. It can't just be a Baker Mayfield passing show every.
Well,
Um,
that therein lies a little bit of the issue is I feel like the Eagles secondary has been hot cold. Like some teams are able to really throw on them, some teams are not quite as able. Whereas the run defense was really impressive, especially last week. So we'll see what happens. For me, it's a toss up, and it comes down to Philadelphia injuries. It depends on who's actually playing for the Eagles, who's starting for the Eagles. If their injury report is a little too stacked high, then I'm gonna switch my pick.
fair enough. I'm just taking the better Oklahoma quarterback here.
Based. Mega based. I can't believe I'm
So
saying
am I.
that.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
Say that again, Broofy.
So am I. I'm taking the Eagles.
Ooh, cringe.
Bro, saying Jalen Hurts is better than Baker. Cringe.
Huge. All right.
Besides, Jalen Hurts is an Alabama QB anyway.
That's objectively wrong, but all right. Okay. Saints taking the, and I don't feel good about it.
I will take the Falcons as well. I think they're starting to maybe become that team we expected them in the offseason. At least I expected them in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Playing at home, I'll pick the Falcons.
Yeah. Taking the Falcons as well. I like the way Kirk has played the past 2 weeks. I also like
Kirk Hope.
man, I really like Darnell Mooney in this offense. I think he's a really,
Right?
really underrated piece. I took
Yes.
him in a few of my underdog best ball drafts for that very reason. I think he's a really nice sleeper option in fantasy. Maybe not this week
Yeah.
because it's the Saints' pass defense, but yeah, certainly a losable game for the Falcons, but I think they looked better in week 3. I think they'll look better this week.
I also agree. Falcons are a team that should be favored. I don't know why they're not. But I'm picking the Saints just because it's my team, pretty much.
Fair enough. You gotta rep.
Yeah, hopefully Derek Carr can just like pop off for no reason.
All right.
Alrighty, I also am going to be taking the Cardinals. Jaden Daniels looked really good last week. People are going to overreact to that. I already saw someone on Twitter say it was a top 25 regular season performance of all time.
Whoa.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
So,
even quantify that?
How do you
I don't know,
quantify
but
that?
it's
Like,
for
out
it's
of all
definitely
positions, how do you? I don't know.
it's definitely not fucking true because there's like I could take 7 from just like Drew Brees alone that are better performances.
Mhm.
So if one quarterback has 7 that are better than, I'm sure there's more than 25 that are better.
Yep.
But regardless, I've taken the Cardinals here. I think Kyler is going to eat against Cliff Kingsbury. He really didn't get along with him towards the end of that relationship, so I think he can have some fire in his gut going into this.
Iron is good.
He should take the bus.
I agree. Take the
Did
bus
he?
to his own
Did he
home
take the
stadium.
bus?
Is he tall enough to ride the bus?
He might need to
That's
take
a
the
better
short
question.
bus.
That's a better question.
Oh God, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, no one joined me in laughter there, so I'm just gonna shut up and give my prediction.
I did. I thought that shit was hilarious.
It didn't register. Maybe it
To me,
registered initially.
to me, it just didn't hit because it's a bus and not a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's fair
To
enough.
me, it makes more sense, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I apologize.
All right, let's not.
We get it, Brookie. You're cringe.
I think this one's going to
Shut
be a shootout. Genuinely, I think both teams are going to move the ball pretty well on offense. It ultimately comes down to who I think will get the first and last possession.
When is
Arizona.
Darius Robinson coming back?
Unsure.
He's important to this team once he gets back. I think he can be a difference maker on that defense, both in the run game and pass game. That's April.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there. I was looking at this like a couple days ago. I don't think there's anything on it.
Anyway,
Yeah, Cardinals. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts, Broofy?
I'm taking the Commanders.
Gay.
They're shocking the
God
world right
damn.
here.
All right.
Nothing wrong with being gay. I'm sorry.
No.
That was
Just a very out of left fields there.
I will, I guess, what? I'll pick the Cardinals and be hetero. How about that?
no,
You don't have
do
to,
that.
man.
Don't
Don't
do that.
conform.
No,
Don't
I'm picking the
conform.
Cardinals. No, absolutely not.
Just
It's
be yourself,
the Commanders.
man.
The Commanders are winning this game.
Yeah, it's okay to be gay.
McLaurin is gonna prove you wrong, Jacob.
Who is?
McLaurin.
It's McLaurin.
That's what he said.
Terry, scary Terry.
True, he is
That's Mac
scary.
Daddy Lauren.
After that performance last
That's
week.
Mac Daddy Lauren. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of Terry McLaurin being and not having fantasy production. Like, he's too good to not be productive in fantasy. So I hope he does get going.
I know for a fact he could care less about that, though. To be honest,
I care about that. So
so he should care too.
yes,
Oh, fair enough.
because my opinion is the important one here, and
Fair
that's
is fair.
based.
Fair is fair.
Lions are beating the Seahawks. It's unfortunate that Jared Goff is finally going to figure the fuck out and not play like horse piss.
Man, against McDonald's defense.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you have to just stop playing like the absolute worst quarterback in the league. Not that he's been that, but he's been damn near good of
No,
an offense as he has.
I'm with you. Actually, I think he's been L.A. Rams bad this season so far. I don't know
I
what
think
it
he's
is.
been like LA Rams when they benched him for John Wolford bad.
Yeah, exactly what I mean, right? Like some of these throws that he's making, some of the decisions, like not seeing linebackers over the middle of the field, is just really bizarre stuff. And something that Jared Goff shouldn't be making, the Jared Goff that we had thought we knew over the past couple of seasons. And then other things too, like several occasions, and it's not like they're the biggest deals on the earth because they're usually, they're check downs to the flat, but several occasions he has thrown to his check down in the flat and he's just blatantly missed them, thrown it right at their feet or something stupid like that. It's like, man, this was just such an easy throw and you could get 3 or 4 yards out of it. Like, how can you not hit this guy? You know? So yeah,
I hate
concern.
to say, oh, he got paid and now he's being compliant.
Complacent.
But that's what if complacent. Yeah, sorry, fucking English. I didn't pass in college. I wonder why. But yeah, it genuinely feels like he's just complacent with where he's at. He doesn't have that competitive drive per se. And I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what it feels like while play.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting take. But yeah, this game to me as well, much like the Eagles Bucks, for me it comes down to the injury report. Really, if the Lions are missing some of the guys that that are questionable for this week, I may seriously consider switching to the Seahawks. Seahawks have also had kind of a little bit of ownage on them in recent seasons, so that's another potential reason to switch picks, especially with the injury report.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I think that's a very valid reason to pick on either Seahawks or Detroit, but I am going to take the home team here. I think that's just a safer pick.
Yeah, 2 Monday Night Football games again as well.
I think that shit is so fucking weird, but to each their own.
Well, we know which one we will be watching and which one we won't.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Brophy.
Brooklyn's going to be watching the Dolphins. Imagine going to fucking Hard Rock to watch that.
Go easy on me, guys, please.
Bro, watch Tyler Huntley pop off for 15 points this week, and then Brophy's going to get a jersey.
Okay, no, come on. Come on, guys.
Dude, we talked about quarterback controversies. Oh, well, what if he's playing so better than the starter? Dude, we're going to have a conversation. Tyler Huntley and Tua Tagovailoa and starting.
All right, listen, that's for later. All I care about right now is do not play Skylar Thompson. That is all I'm asking. After that, we can think about other stuff.
You're right. Start Tim Boyle.
Thank you.
Yes, Tim Boyle. Huge.
Unironically, he played far better than Skylar.
There's no shot.
Yes.
Well,
which is
Tim Boyle at least had a passer rating of 11.81. So.
Oh my God, I did not think it was that bad.
No, this isn't his. This isn't his. This is the calculator again.
That would have been so fucking funny if you just had his passer rating pulled up, ready to go. You were like, yes, I was waiting for Tim Boyle to be brought up after we talked about the Detroit Lions and Seattle Seahawks.
I'm the biggest Tim Boyle insider on the planet. I follow him everywhere he goes.
I didn't even know such thing existed. I mean, we're talking about a guy who had subpar 50% completion percentage in college.
In college.
Yes.
Yeah. Tim Boyle making it to the NFL is more crazy than Johnny Manziel making it in the first round.
First overall.
Huh?
Wasn't Johnny Manziel first overall?
No.
Clip that. Clip that.
I always thought so.
Clip that right now.
Are you serious?
He was
No.
like 24th overall.
Yeah, it
I
was.
always
I
thought
thought
he
it
was
was
first overall.
21st, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was
have to
early
check.
20s, but he was definitely not
Yeah,
close
I
to
have
the
to
top
check
10.
where I got that information because I always thought he was first overall.
No, Blake Bortles was first. No,
I wasn't following the draft back then.
22nd
so that's
overall.
why.
Damn it.
yeah,
I was
no.
not
Was
following
that the year that the Chiefs tackle Eric Fisher went first
No,
overall?
that was
2013?
2013 draft was that.
Oh, Manziel was 14,
14,
right?
yes.
What
Okay.
draft was Jamarcus Russell?
07.
07. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't following the NFL back then.
Because 08 was Calvin Johnson and 09 was Matthew Stafford. I don't think Calvin Johnson was first overall, but he was like second in 08.
If I remember, he
Understood.
was number 3, actually.
Oh.
Calvin Johnson draft pick. 07 class, 2nd overall.
Oh,
So
shit.
right pick, wrong year.
Oh, okay. And then 08 first overall was who? Matt Ryan?
No, I don't think Matt Ryan was a first overall pick. 2008 NFL draft, first overall. I guess I could have been looking this up on the computer, but Jake Long.
Ooh, goaded pick.
Yes, Jake Long.
Mr. Irrelevant was David Vibora, linebacker.
Hell yeah.
The Bears and the Chiefs tied for most selections in that draft with 12. I guess I should have included that pertinent information sooner.
Yeah.
I had right here, Matt Ryan.
Like it.
Matt Ryan was third overall in 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, he was high.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's
Weird
funny.
information.
That's really funny. Are you looking at the entire draft class right now?
Yeah.
Look at first and second overall. We got Jake
me
Long,
see.
offensive tackle, and Chris Long, defensive end.
Hell yeah. Were they brothers?
No, they're not brothers.
Lame.
Yeah, you might be
Mhm.
right. Anyway. Any other thoughts? Anything else that's happened in the last 24 hours?
In the last 24
Wait,
hours.
what the fuck?
What happened?
Is
All right, good talk.
is this wait? Look at the huh?
Sound it out. It's okay.
Why
Sound it
does-
out.
I'm looking at this draft recap. It has Adrian Peterson 7th overall, right? In 2008.
Okay.
But it has him going to the Saints.
Maybe
That's
they
wrong.
maybe they were the original pick holders.
That's weird because it doesn't list the Vikings at all.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Stupid fucking website. ProFootballHallOfFame.com. Terrible.
I was on that too.
What the fuck, dude? How do you get that shit wrong?
Wait. Okay. Hold on. We're at player selections on Wikipedia. Yeah. New Orleans Saints. Cedric Ellis, defensive tackle, first overall. Jared Mayo.
Oh?
Oh?
10th overall for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, outside linebacker, Tennessee. Go
Darren
Mallard.
McFadden was the first overall running back that year, and Jonathan Stewart was the second.
Cringe. Adrian Peterson on the board and you don't take him?
Chris Johnson. Oh no, sorry. Felix Jones, 3rd overall running back. Rashard
Yeah,
Mendenhall, 4th overall running back. Chris Johnson, 5th overall running back.
What was even crazier about that was the two of them played at Arkansas. McFadden and who's it? What's his name? McFadden and Felix Jones. Ooh, good old Delaware Joe Flacco.
Matt Forte, 6th overall running back. Ray Rice, 7th overall running back. Kevin Smith, 8th overall running back. Jacob
Where the
Esther,
fuck is it?
9th overall running back. Jamal Charles,
Where the-
10th overall running back.
Dwayne Brown, Virginia Tech.
Steve Slayton, 11th overall running back.
Did they just not list Adrian Peterson, or is this a different draft?
It must have been 07. I mean, he wasn't. He was certainly not a round 5 pick. Tim Hightower.
No, he was 7th overall. I could have sworn.
Well, it must not have been fucking 08. According to Wikipedia, I trust them.
Mood.
Jamarcus
Yeah, let me go to
Russell.
07.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, running back, 7th overall, 07.
Not to the Saints, unfortunately.
No. Joe Thomas, legendary class. Jamarcus Russell, 1st overall.
Let's go.
Yeah, Ted Ginn.
Let's go. Miami
Oh,
Dolphins 9th overall pick.
Legend.
Patrick Willis and Darrell Revis, Marshawn Lynch,
I mean, don't forget about.
Brady Quinn.
Yeah, I was literally about to say him. Oh man, what a legendary class for us. Joe Staley, Patrick
Nice.
Willis,
Eric
Oh.
Weddle. Eric Weddle's GOAT. Drew Stanton to the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
John
man.
Beck
Drew
to the
Stanton.
Miami Dolphins.
Marshall Yonda in the
Ooh,
3rd round.
Steve Smith in the 2nd to the New York Giants.
Oh, don't forget about Minnesota Vikings defensive end phenom Brian Robeson.
Hell yeah. Or Jacoby Jones to the Texans.
Yeah.
Marshall Yonda, Hall of Famer, probably.
I don't know. It's tough for interior guys to make it, but he was very good for a long
Yeah.
time. Nick Folk.
He was a big Madden pickup.
Every
Marshall
time,
Yonda.
if I did a fantasy, I restarted with a fantasy draft. Marshall Yonda was my guard every time. Back
Yep,
in Madden
every
25
single time.
days.
Yeah.
Not this year's Madden 25.
Yeah, no, definitely not that.
All right.
Fuck.
Anyway, I guess we can
Yeah.
close it out. That was a
Call
great
it an episode.
Great episode, boys. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much for joining me. Thank you for accommodating for my internet yesterday. This was
We're
very
happy to do
smooth,
so.
much better tonight, which is great. Thank you to everyone who tuned into this episode. I hope we are just as entertaining and captivating as we were today, which maybe wasn't at all, but we're trying. So you should give us a like and support us. Everything you need to know about us or find us on any other socials will be pinned in the descriptions on both Spotify and YouTube, where you can check out this weekly show. Thank you all so much, and have a great evening.